Sandy is required to practice her clarinet for a total of 9 1/4 or 1/4 hours in 1 week. She practiced the following amounts of time each day. So in the table here we've got the list of all of her practice times. And then it says if Sandy split her remaining required practice time equally over 2 sessions on Saturday, how long would each practice session be? So a lot of steps involved in this one, and this is why this was one of the more complicated questions. And here's what we need to do first. We need to figure out first how many hours Sandy has practiced already. And she's practiced Monday through Friday, and we need to total those up, or we need to add these up. So we're going to take these numbers, these fractions and mixed numbers from Monday through Friday, and if they're mixed numbers, we'll turn them into improper fractions and then add them up. So the first one, Monday, is just 3/4. Tuesday was 1 1/6. We can turn that into an improper and actually get 7/6. So we have 7/6 for Tuesday. Wednesday is already 1/2. Thursday is a mixed number. It's 1 1/3. So as an improper fraction, we'll get 4/3 on Thursday. And then Friday is not bad. It's just the whole number 2. 2 and no fraction, or 2.0. So now we're going to take all these and we're going to add them together. We're going to get the sum of these values to figure out how much Sandy has practiced, how many hours from Monday through Friday. So got them set up here, and we add fractions. We always need common denominators. So we got 4, 6, 2, 3, and 1 at the bottom. The lowest common denominator would probably be 12 here for us to use. Sorry, I got ahead of myself there. And you could maybe use something like 24, but that's going to be a little bit higher, and your numbers might not be as easy to work with, and then you'll have some more simplifying to do. So 12 would be best. And when we have a common denominator, we have to remember to convert the numerators too. I couldn't just put 3, 7, 1, 4, 2 at the top. We need to convert them. So it should look like this. 4 goes into 12 here 3 times. So 3 times 3 is 9. On the other side, 6 right over here would go in, 2 times, 6 times 2, so then 7 times 2 would be 14. 2 goes into 12 6 times, 1 times 6 is 6. 3 goes into 12 4 times, 4 times 4 is 16. And then the 2, of course, will turn into 24. So I've converted my numerators. Now I need to add. We don't add denominators, just numerators. So we get the 12 as the denominator, and then if you add them all together, you'll get 69 twelfths, or 69 over 12, which is an improper fraction. We can convert that into a mixed number. 12 goes into 69 5 times, and then you have a remainder there that gets you to 3/4 essentially. If you simplify this thing down, 9/12 is what you really get, and then you simplify that to 3/4. So this is how much time Sandy has required, or she has practiced so far. It's not all of her time, but she's done that so far. She is required to practice 9 1/4 hours. So we need to figure out how much more does she need to practice to get to her 9 1/4, and we can find the difference of these two numbers by subtracting. So set this up as 9 1/4, 9 is a quarter, minus 5 3/4. What's going to be nice is we already have common denominators, so we turn these mixed numbers into improper fractions right here and there. Should get 37/4 minus 23/4. When you subtract 37 from 23, or 23 from 37, I'm sorry, you get 14 over 4. And that is an improper fraction, 14 over 4. And so we could turn it into a mixed number. There is, I think a lot of problem solvers stopped right here, turned it into a mixed number, and then found the answer. And it actually goes in 3.5 times, which it shows you right there. However, when we read this question before, it said if Sandy split her remaining practice, her required practice time equally over 2 sessions, then how long would she practice? So she's actually going to take what she needs to practice and split it in 2, or divide it by 2. And this is one of those tricky things. You need to make sure that you read all of your question, underline all the important parts, so you don't miss anything. So it's easier to just leave 14/4 as an improper fraction and divide it by 2. So you just put 2 over 1. And you could just flip this into, remember we divide fractions, we keep, change, flip. would make this 14/4 times 1 over 8. And when you multiply, you would get 14 over 1 over 8. I think I made a mistake. Let me go back. 1 over 2, I apologize. 1 over 2. And that gets you 14 over 8. That's what I was looking for. And then 8 goes into 14. That's an improper fraction. So when we go to solve, 8 goes into 14 one time. You have 6 left over, and then you have your same denominator, which is 1 6/8. 1 6/8 can be simplified by 2. 2 goes into 6 3 times, and 2 goes into 8 4 times. So you get essentially 1 3/4 if you split this equally, which gives you B as the final answer to this pretty complicated operations with fractions word problem.